no longer strangers but pilgrims together, called to be woven like threads on the loom, drawn by the one God who thirsts for communion, called by the piper, called by the tune. Though we come from many nations and our faith has many names, across oceans, over mountains, on these paths of peace we came.
As a national gathering, it's great to be with people from all around Australia as we share this conference together, Life in Abundance.
I think, as always, when you come to gatherings like this, there is that wonderful sense of what it means to be part of the Anglican communion in all its breadth and its beauty. But I think for me, I will take away that sense of how we actually think through what it means to be people who are community together. In other words, people who acknowledge each other, people who respect each other, people who listen to the story of others and go away and use that story in the way in which we then interact with others.
I am taking away a challenge to live into my authenticity as someone who is very passionate about church growth, but passionate about realigning the church to mainstream society with the real issues that matter.
I think a lot of these are new concepts, but ones that has been developed for quite some time. So it was good to listen to those kind of things again and to look at some practical ways of how implementation is going to take place. So, yep, we'll see how it goes.
What I got out of the conference is a possibility of people wanting to work together to create change in all aspects of the Anglican communion. We've reviewed all 5 marks of mission, and I feel like there's a person for each and every of those missions. And we've seen the development that has been occurred during the conference. So I could say people who are really wanting change in the church.
It's been great. It's been a great catch-up, a good spirit. I particularly appreciated Stephen's beginnings yesterday with the beginning of praise and responding, that being a sort of a response of integrity to the love and the grace and the brilliance of God. And that so anything that we do in terms of worship and evangelism and mission emanates from that sense of praise as our being.
Networking opportunities, lovely times talking with people, catching up, but also some wonderful new ideas to really play with and see where they take us in mission and ministry on my particular patch.
It's so amazing to be part of this conference, and one thing that I've been gonna take away is when I've been doing workshop with Bishop Justin in like Young Anglican program. One thing that it's really struck me is when he mentioned about a leader are not leading his or her own group, but interacts with the others, making relationship with the others.
Taking away a renewed sense of purpose and a sense of enthusiasm. It's just been so wonderful to be with people who've excited and opened my mind to all sorts of possibilities. So it's been great to share together.
Oh, great bucket of snippets. Love the one about the parable of the unjust judge being flipped completely around the other way. Lots of food of thought there. Loved Bishop Stephen's comments about the private religion, undermining religion. Something to think about there. Having met up with faces that I've seen over the years, all part of the fun.
It's been a great conference because it's actually given us a chance to redefine what mission and evangelism are. I think they're often perceived negatively in some parts of the church. We think, oh, that belongs to the other crowd, we don't do that sort of thing. But I think what's come out is that we actually do that kind of thing. We may do it in a somewhat different way, and that's important for us to try and define that. I mean, we have a sense that, not that we're bringing God to people, but that we're going where God already is. And so I think that's something that has come out of the conference. The other thing is that it's just been such a pleasure to gather together so many interesting, wonderful people from all over Australia, from beyond, to have Indigenous and non-Indigenous people, to have men and women, to younger and older people. Just the sheer diversity has just been a treat and a pleasure.
Taking away a sense of encouragement and hope a bunch of new ideas and some connections with people that will help me to develop them.
The items that everyone could go to was also diversified, that it was hard to pick who to go to and who not to go to. And I'm just grateful to everyone who's put it together.
I have a really great time because I met many different people from different places and from different states, and I also got good opportunity to share my story, my experience to them.
I got a lot of energy out of this conference, and I think a lot of hope. And it's just great to meet so many people who are committed to the same things that I am, and it was just fabulous.
The thing that I'm most excited about taking away from this conference is this photo with me and Stephen Bevans.
I'm taking away from the conference all kinds of side conversations which have enlivened me.
I have a better understanding of how diverse Anglicanism is within Australia. And having grown up in one particular diocese, I'm loving seeing the diversity from all the different dioceses around Australia.
I'm taking away a passion for helping people discover their value in Christ and the place of that in their lives and the place of them in the world.
I think one of the most positive things about the conference has been that the church is continuing to think about and discuss these issues, and I think that's really, really important, that this is a continuing dialogue about mission and the importance of it.
What's happening here is that we're learning that we're becoming a community with abundant life, and that it's lucky that it's not a closed community. There are new faces, there are faces we know, and all of us are having life made more abundant by being together, which I think gees us up for life where we're going to be when we return to the lives we came from were abundant, but they're going to be more consciously abundant when we return to them.
What I'm taking away from this conference this week is really a whole host of things. I purposely come here to talk on climate change that is impacting in the Pacific region. But at the same time, being in this conference in Life in Abundancy, I'm taking away a lot more than what I expected. Because while we talk about climate change and impacts, we also talk about other things that actually add to climate change. And it actually just shows that we are in need together. And I think as Christians, I think this is very, very important, that whatever we do, whether it's in the tiny island in the Pacific, we are connected with other people, that we speak the same voice and we work together towards how best we can address all these issues that are affecting us. Not only climate change, but other issues that Australian Anglicans are also facing as well. So it is a wonderful opportunity for me to participate in this. Thank you.
I think I'm taking away a real sense of validation and encouragement, that there is awareness of the issues the church is facing and a commitment to deal with those issues and find solutions and to really move forward as a church and as a community.
Taking away from the conference, new friends that I've made. It's been a wonderful experience being here, the diversity of people from all spectrums across the Anglican Communion, and the wonderful easygoing friendships. People can sit down and talk to you, and because you feel you're part of a family, you can sit down and talk to them.
It's been great to be here in this space with meeting new people, catching up with old friends, but a fresh space to think more deeply about the timeless message of God's redemptive work that comes to the world through us, and who we might be in the 21st century as we reach out to the people in our communities authentically and with God's message of His saving love and grace.
I'll be taking away a real challenge and inspiration to live my faith in a more authentic and abundant way, and also some great new relationships with people interstate and throughout the communion. It's been a real blessing.
I've really enjoyed being here, and I've picked up some personal growth stuff that I've really appreciated. So for myself personally, there have been some teachable moments, and some of the mission things that I've been to rekindled the fire in the belly, so I'll be able to take some extra things home and maybe move forward with that.
It's good to be reminded that mission is discovering what God is doing in the world and getting involved in that.
I think talking to a few people around, one of the things that I know that I am and some others are taking away from this conference is that the gospel is always good news, even within communities where sometimes we're not always perceived as that, and we're often afraid to talk about God and what we believe in and what we hold dearest, but that actually our gospel is life in abundance, and that is always good news. It's never bad news.
For me, it's been an amazing experience just being around so many wonderful people, all who are part of this amazing church. I look forward to seeing what we do in the future together.
Called by the piper, called by the tune.